Welcome to Industry Champions. I'm your host, Chris Budihas, and joining me here in the studio is Sebastian Colon with Runiuni. Sebastian, how you doing?
Hey, glad to be here, Chris.
It's always good to see you. So,
Thank you.
man, it's Industry Champions. It could be the 5-minute salute, but we'll stick to Industry Champions. But before we get there, let's talk about you. Where are you originally from? And what you do in the military?
From Yulee.
Yulee.
So up north from here.
I know.
Grew up Fernandina, Amelia Island. And then in the Navy, I did cybersecurity.
Okay.
I was a CWT, CTN, which then transferred to CWT.
Okay.
The rate name, yeah.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Have you always been in the tech?
Yeah.
Have you really?
I think my grandma said when I was like 6, 7, I was playing with a keyboard.
Yeah.
And like doing typing games, stuff like that. So I've been on computers since, a young age. And then also, getting into gaming and stuff like that. All my friends, we're all into tech. So
that's awesome. So GuidePoint, you work with GuidePoint.
Yes,
so
sir.
what is GuidePoint and what do you do for them?
GuidePoint is a cybersecurity company, consulting services mainly. We do everything pretty much you can think of in the security space. We have teams and people for infrastructure, for software, for, staff aug, right? Management level, executive level decisions. Right now we're getting really big into AI. Every company is.
It's hot. So you guys are kind of like full service SaaS capability for any client out there.
Yeah, that's actually, I'm working right now on a SaaS product. It's called App Omni, but I've been working with a client, we've been rolling that out, making sure, because all these different SaaS products are offering AI in their products. Right. So making sure that something like Slack doesn't accidentally, leak into, the Slack AI doesn't leak into another AI, right?
Yeah, and that can happen too. And unfortunately, with some of your clients, it could be pretty catastrophic in different ways, right? When especially you're embarrassing yourself in front of your client, you definitely don't want to do that. But I know, so GuidePoint gave me a little shout out there, but we really want to talk about Runiuni. So what is this thing called Runiuni?
Yeah, so Runiuni, it's a local social networking platform.
Okay.
Right? The goal is a bottom-up platform really focused on, the heart of local, business and community connections, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Most other social platforms today kind of have this top-down feeling.
Yeah.
Where it's like, if you're not going viral, then you're not really, your content feels like it's not really, connecting.
Yeah.
In the way you feel, right? Like 100 likes on some platforms like TikTok, something like that, doesn't really feel that meaningful.
Yeah.
And my goal is to build a bottom-up social media platform, right, where the people in the communities, the cities, on a local level, they connect with each other, and then they grow that way. So you actually grow from your city to district, state, country, and then globally.
It's funny listening to you. Like LinkedIn, it does feel kind of top down, right? And then it almost siloed by different industries you're in or things, geographical. Those things can kind of silo you in. Here it sounds like so you get a groundswell from your local community and it kind of builds upon itself. Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think a good thing that I'm focusing on right now is kind of the music market. So I created some features for musicians and creators to connect in their existing platforms. But the idea would be like, I want to go and see, all the, local bands and local musicians in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And then maybe where they're, going to be performing at, and then just keeping track with them.
Interesting. Yeah. It's funny. I was down in Palaca at the Palaca Crab Festival last weekend, and it was all kind of genres of music. And that's just a micro look at a country town. Not Yulee. Yulee used to be very country, not anymore. Of like talent in your local area you may or may not know about, but you may want to go see their performance at their next event. So it's almost like you can track folks and then set your schedule appropriately to be there when they're at performing next. That's kind of interesting. So are you currently in development, or have you already rolled this out?
Yeah, it's in production right now. So Runiuni.com. It's RUNI. The R stands for R. Uni is short for community.
Okay.
And the second uni for united. So Runiuni.
I love that.
Is how the name came to be.
Yeah.
Like one of the big things, I think you brought up venues here. I think one of the things I really want to do is connect with like the heart of venues in Jacksonville, or like the scene in Jacksonville. But I know the new space just opened up. It was like the Block.
Yeah, the Block's Jacks. Yeah.
I've seen some things going out there, but like, that's kind of like one of the, like the foundation of of what I'm trying to connect with and build, and like, get people aware of those type of places, because I think even though a lot of people are in the city are aware kind of like that stuff is going on, they don't always know like what dates, or they don't always find ways to connect with it.
No, it's you bring up a good point. So I did an event last week with the Block Jacks, and what an amazing location. Going out there a couple weeks prior to and seeing what's happening, and then the day prior to the event, I went out there at 1:30 in the afternoon. There must have been 100 people out there. Now 60% were probably adults. Some were out there doing work. Some were just out having a late lunch. And then others, they had their children, probably like 40 of them were like kids out there. It's like Teletubby land. But yeah, if you don't know about it, that's just an example, though people are knowing about the Block Jacks, which is great. But if you don't know about other things happening, it can be very difficult. You might miss out on some event or some location. The Jacks business calendar is something that Florian Vlad and Roxanne Vlad created here recently, and it's kind of my go-to calendar, because there was like, I was really cross-section. I was looking across like 10 to 12 different calendars, and it's like, and then you're like, okay, it's very gangly, so now I got a one-stop shop. But with yours, you can really dive into different communities or different interests. So that's important.
Yeah. Well, the Jack's business calendar, I think, is a great thing to bring up, because I've also been looking at the calendar a lot. I love it, especially because it's all the tech events that I'm into. So like they have all this upcoming like AI stuff.
Yeah.
I just went to recently in an open night. It was a product tank event.
With NLP Logics puts it on. Yeah.
It was a product manager from there, but that was a great event, and I found that one I think from the calendar. I think it was on there, and I was able to attend. But with what I'm doing at Runiuni, it's kind of like what Jack's business calendar is doing, but for every city.
Yeah.
And then something I didn't really mention too in the product is I've set it up internally with like these AI agents.
Okay.
So the whole platform is actually autonomous.
Oh.
So like every day new events get posted on there for multiple different cities.
Yeah.
There's like kind of has its own little scoring system that I built.
Okay.
But Orlando, Jacksonville, Pensacola, it just goes out. These agents go out and they'll find events in the city. And then post them on there, and then how to get the tickets.
That's good. Yeah. One-stop shop in there. I mean, tell you about, they say time is money and money is time. So saving some time, which obviously you're saving some money. And then, oh, by the way, then you're investing your time and your money where you want to be, with with your loved ones, families, and friends, which is hugely important. So as we get ready to wrap up with Runiuni, where do you want to be? I'm gonna bring you back here, about a year from now. So where do you want Runiuni to be a year from now?
That's a great question.
In everybody's phone.
I wanted to have an impact, I think, on smaller, creators trying to build something.
Okay.
Right? So specifically, I want people to feel heard, I think is what it is. Okay. I want people to feel like there's a product to where they might be a small business owner or a, like a band, a small creator or something like that, like somebody with a dream, and they can go to this platform and then get real community support, real community connection. That's kind of what I want. I want a place to where, people can be like, hey, I really want to connect with my local community, and then this is the one-stop shop to be it.
Sebastian, how do folks find Runiuni?
Yeah, just Runiuni.com. It's Google.
Runiuni.com. Okay.
RUNI.com.
Yeah.
You can go to, you can add me on LinkedIn. Also, if you wanted to reach out personally, and just kind of talk, I used to have a blog. I just took the blog down. I'm trying to Runiuni itself into sort of a blogging and media platform.
Okay.
Another thing I didn't mention it, but I added in support too for vendors. So people, looking to sell, sort of like an Etsy shop situation, but also have that in the product.
That's great. Thanks for joining us here on Industry Champions. Connect with Sebastian and myself on LinkedIn, and then check out Runiuni. We'll see you in our next segment. I love gratitude.